I'm your host, Dr. Jane Mountrose, and I'm here with my wonderful partner and co-director of Awakenings Institute, a nonprofit organization that's devoted to creating a more loving world, one person at a time. Each of us counts. I think that that's really important. This week, we're going to be going into another exciting topic, awakening to your sacred destiny. We drew the term sacred destiny from a deck of oracle cards that we're using. This is the Sacred Destiny Oracle, to reach into the depths of our inner world and to view our lives from that perspective, the perspective of having a sacred destiny, which each of us does. And we're going to go further than the oracle alone, using imagery and insights from the beyond and meditation. So with an area like this, it's so important to people like us, to light workers, spiritual healers, way showers, and the like, and even people just interested in spiritual growth. It's so important. We're here to fulfill our roles in the divine plan. And we're finding actually that the Sacred Destiny Oracle cards are really a powerful doorway into this nature, our divine nature. So we expect to have a meaningful discussion. We'll also, as I suggested, we're going to do an oracle reading from the Sacred Destiny Oracle cards, a meditation that will go beyond, a little bit beyond, and a wonderful clearing, which I think everybody can benefit from. So as always, we want to thank you for being with us, for being emissaries of love and light for the world. It's one of the most important of all possibilities, not known to many, but still very important. I want to get up the chat so I can see if anybody's here. Please say hello if you're here with us live and let us know where you're from. Also, feel free to comment and ask questions, share insights, whatever appeals to you. So one more thing before we start, I just want to take a moment to breathe, to settle into our bodies in this moment so we can be present together. So with that intention, if you're in a place where you can close your eyes safely, just breathing in the most amazing love and light from the universe around you to clear your mind. And as you exhale, just releasing any heaviness so you can be lighter and more present in this moment. A few breaths of love and light can change your day, really. Something you can do anytime. Wonderful. So with that, I want to turn to you, Philip, and ask you to start us out by sharing some insights for you on connecting to your sacred destiny.
Well, the sacred destiny would be the more spiritual underlying part of our life. Generally, sometimes they distinguish it between mundane and spiritual. There's the everyday things to take care of, which we occupy ourselves with most of the time. But underneath that is, why are we here doing all these things to maintain ourselves? There's a lot of maintenance in life. And it reminds me, Eckhart Tolle said that is one of the areas you can be present in, doing these carry wood, chop water, brush your teeth, clean your toothbrush, everyday affairs. But beneath that, what are we here for? What's the purpose of it? And it is this grand, deeper experiment in love and light and joy and hope, and how to get there, sometimes through difficult means, tragic means, suffering means, but sometimes through very joyful, blissful means that we can directly experience, like today.
I just muted myself with the dogs barking and started talking without unmuting. Yeah, I think that also we underestimate the value of love and light. It can sound frivolous, and it can be treated frivolously, but it is, if you are looking really into the depths of why we're here and what's needed in the world now. What is needed more than love? Really.
What
And
the
it
world
is
needs now is love. Love.
right. It's true. And it's just one of those things that, like I said, it can be trivialized because I think people do trivialize it, and people treat it like something that is not as sacred as it actually is. And connecting it with your sacred destiny, I think, brings it more into that place of truth of what we want to do here. And we were talking about this earlier. We were focusing on the idea that one of the first steps, if you want to open to your sacred destiny, is clarifying or clearing clearing our minds of all the debris that we've picked up through the mass consciousness thought forms. And I think that we're so much a part of it that we don't even know it. It's like the fish in water. You don't even know you're in water, but you are. And to be really clear, to be able to receive messages from the divine, we have to move that debris out of the way so that we can get a deeper sense of what is being communicated to us from the divine, from our own souls, and from the angels and masters who are guiding us.
Right. Yeah, we collect these things over time. I was just in our garage and we've accumulated a lot of sort of empty boxes. You get a box, and what do you do with the box? Well, if you don't throw it away or recycle it, you put it somewhere. We have all these, and I started taking out some of the boxes. It's your mind is very much like that. You just collect these things, and they take up space.
Right. And it's not
They have
just from
messages
this
in them.
lifetime either. It's from
Yeah.
who knows how far back we've
Yeah, they
been
hold
picking up
energy
things.
and messages and preconceptions and fears and doubts, all kinds of things.
Right.
You have the transforming dogs, one dog and then another dog.
Yep. We have the boy and then the girl. So, the divine masculine and divine feminine, right, sweetie pie? Sharon Williamson's here. Hi, Sharon.
Hey,
Nice
hi,
to
Sharon.
see you. So, Philip, why don't you tell them about your experience with the Sacred Destiny Oracle this morning?
Oh, yes. So I picked a card for this idea of cleansing your mind was the focus. So when you pick an oracle card, it's good to have a general but specific focus, not a yes, no, but an open-ended, relevant one. And we have a set of questions that we share with people in our new course, like on oracles, like how to do this. But in this case, it was the topic of today, cleansing your mind, how to do that. And the card that came up seemed to be particularly relevant, emotional, and that was this card. There's looks like a swan on a what turns out to be a tundra, cold lake. It's called stillness.
Interesting.
Stillness.
Yeah.
Now, the image in the card was immediately.
If you think about the cluttered mind with the mass consciousness thought forms and stillness,
Yeah,
they're very
clear,
different places.
Clear, clean slate.
Yeah. Interesting.
Now, when you get interpretations from the cards, they may or may not fit completely, or some of it may be kind of off topic, shall we say. And that was the case with this card because it looked and felt just right on. It felt like, wow, this is what I need to focus on to cleanse my mind and share how to do that. But the landscape, which is Sacred Destiny, is a series of landscapes with these words and images. The landscape was a tundra, like a cold, barren landscape where nothing grows because it's so cold all the time, and birds do gather there because it's sort of an available space as they're migrating. So I didn't really look at it as a cold, barren space. So that part I didn't seem to fit. But what does fit, and what was the essence of the card, and this is why oracles are so magical and transformational, what did fit is that image, and the word stillness. So that beautiful swan with the spacious sky on the still, I guess it might be icy lake beneath it, and the blue, white purity. So all of those elements come together are quite emotional for me and hopefully for you, and are stirring things in you. So here was the message that I commune sometimes with a master or an angel or my soul. This was my soul's message for that card, the stillness card from Sacred Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
To cleanse your mind, you first need to intend to do so. You open your heart and mind and ask for it to be clear, clean, and free. Let it be a blank slate, just having access to what you need in the moment. All that you've created, learned, and experienced you can use in each moment. It is still there. It's not just running interference patterns in the present moment, doing it this way. Be in the open mind and open heart for what is before you. See the good, the compassionate. Be compassionate about the bad and know it is working out in mysterious ways. It goes beyond the logical and rational into the uncertain, unpredictable, and unknown. And that is where creation draws from. And creation has its origins and impetus. So, and to finish this off, this channeling. So breathe in clarity, exhale confusion, breathe in freedom, exhale restriction, breathe in clarity, exhale even more clarity out into the world. Breathe in freedom, open this freedom, exhaling that freedom out into the world. Be clear and freeze. Be clear and free. Use your breath, heart, and mind to align with that intent.
Oh, it's beautiful. And I was just looking at the card too. I have the I have these cards, so I pulled this out of my deck too before we started. And thinking of this clear space with, you could say, the cold tundra and a place where nothing grows. You could say also, before you plant, you need to clear out the old weeds and everything. Or sometimes we talk about redecorating. Before you redecorate a room, you need to clear out all the cobwebs and everything and have a clear space. So I looked at this card, and it feels, there's just a beautiful sense of clarity in it. I just think it's so beautiful. And that's one of the things I really like about this particular deck is it has the images draw you in. I already feel myself being drawn into it, which we're going to do in the meditation in a few minutes. And then from there, you can take a journey, as Philip did actually in his own meditation this morning. So I think that is really beautiful. And we have the capacity. We are actually being given now divine grace to allow us to clear things that maybe in the past would have been nearly impossible to clear. And one of those tools that we have is the violet flame with Saint Germain, which actually you can just ask to come in. And I'm doing it a little bit now every day. Just like, what is it that I'd like to clear out now? Because it transmutes energy. It will transmute those shadows and dark patches that exist within us, so that we can have clarity and be open to receiving more light. And then that's transformational in itself. And it's interesting using the violet flame, which I've been doing for quite a while now, actually. When I first started doing it, I wasn't quite sure what to expect, but after doing it a couple of times, I noticed, well, I would do it, and then after a few minutes of clearing, then I would start feeling this kind of sense of joy overcoming me. And I wasn't expecting it. And I thought, well, maybe I'm just making that up because I tend to want to elicit joy. But reading about it, then I read that what happens actually is that it transmutes those darker aspects into love and joy. So within just a few minutes, if you're feeling whatever it is, a little anxious or fearful or depressed or whatever it is, you can ask Saint Germain to come in and help you to clear that with the violet flame. So we will be doing that today, and I'm really excited because I also have a surprise along with that I'm going to share when we get to the end, and we will be going into the image too. So you've been using the violet flame, haven't you, Philip?
Yes.
And well, how do you find it?
I find it a very powerful, either direct healing or awareness technique, and it also can be combined quite easily with other modalities like we do holistic EFT and spiritual kinesiology.
Right, right. And you can combine it with other energies, which is what we're going to do in the meditation. So is there anything, oh, didn't you have a quote that you were going to share?
Oh,
I
right.
remember you.
The well-known, beautiful, elevating quote, William Blake, the great poet and artist of the 19th century, said, if the doors of perception were cleansed, everything would appear to man and woman as it is, infinite. For man has closed himself up till he sees all things through narrow chinks of his cavern. So that cleansing experiences that we're doing today can open up to the infinite.
Right, right. And in relation to your sacred destiny, what we're talking about is clearing away all of those thought forms that prevent us from understanding how we can manifest or realize our role in the divine plan with clarity and simplicity, and to follow the callings of our heart without having a lot of stuff come in from the past. Just ideas of how things should be, what people would say, like, well, people say that this is, doesn't mean anything, or people say this, or I was taught that, or whatever it is. We're also opening to our intuition. You could say we're removing those thought forms so that we can get clear messages from our intuition.
Direct insight.
Right, right. So are you ready for the meditation?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to start as we generally do by closing our eyes and breathing in more of that wonderful love and light from the universe. And as you exhale, just allowing yourself to release anything that doesn't feel appropriate, that's ready to release now. Sometimes it's just a matter of intention. That certainly makes a big difference. Our intention is very powerful. So again, breathing in love and light and releasing with the exhale. As you breathe, you can send that light and love anywhere where you notice tension in your body, for instance, shoulders, neck, those are common places. Can send it into your mind, just asking to clear some of those thoughts that might be clouding your mind or taking your mind away from this moment together. And asking any energy that is not your own to leave your space. We pick up so much energy from other people and places. You can just send all of that energy back where it came from, which creates more space for divine light to come in. You can feel that coming in, filling those spaces. And similarly, we leave bits of ourselves in other places, so they block our presence because they're simply not here. So we leave bits of ourselves in other times, other places, and with other people that we can ask to have come back to us now. And you may feel that energy coming back. And notice yourself feeling more present in the moment. And with that, we want to open to the love that we hold in our heart. There is actually in our heart a threefold flame. We're going to be drawing on the threefold flame also in this meditation, along with the presence of Saint Germain, the Ascended Master, who really is in charge of, you could say, the violet flame, who helps us and helps us with the violet flame. So now we can open and ask Saint Germain to join us and ask him to surround us with that beautiful violet light, the perfect flame. Just ask for a perfect flame for you, whatever feels right to you. The violet flame is not hot, it's cool, it's just transmuting energy. You may experience it as being like an amethyst, with all the beautiful colors of an amethyst, from a deep, deep violet to a light lavender, and then there's the points of the amethyst, the sparkling white light, and just surround yourself along with the flames with those sparkles of light. And along with that, I want to invite in the yellow ray. It's that golden light of truth in your heart to help us to clear all of those thought forms. And of course, we may not expect to clear all of the thought forms today, but just every day you can clear some. Just ask that golden, sparkling golden light to combine with the violet flame to clear out the thought forms that are inhibiting you, that are preventing you from fully embracing your truth. That golden light in the heart, there are three flames: a blue flame of power, the golden flame of truth, and then a pink flame of love. So this one is going to help us to open to that truth and to strengthen that flame of truth. So now imagining those beautiful flames together, the violet flame and the golden light, surrounding yourself, knowing you can clear all of the layers of your energy field. So asking it to function throughout your energy field all around you, and then into your body. And that debris can exist all the way down to the cellular level and even the level of the atoms. So we're wanting to actually clear space so the electrons within all of the atoms, within all of the cells of our body, can be clear of debris and allow those electrons to shine pure light out into the world, into ourselves and into the world. As we do this, also as we bring more light in, we feel more alive, we feel more like ourselves. So again, you can invite that violet flame with that golden light into all of the cells of your body. And particularly, there may be areas of your body that you don't love so much, that you can send them there, or areas that are experiencing difficulty. You can send that violet flame there with the intention of clearing anything that is holding you back. So just allowing that to do the perfect amount of transmutation for today, giving it a little time. And as it clears, you may be noticing now a lighter feeling in your body, a lighter feeling in your mind, sending that violet flame specifically into your brain, where we hold on to so many of those thought forms, and allowing anything that's obsolete to be cleared, simply cleared away and transmuted into light, allowing us all, Foxy, quiet, allowing us to feel clear in the moment. Foxy, shh, quiet. Give Foxy a moment to relax. Foxy. And as we sense that clearing, just notice if you feel lighter, if you feel more loving, if you feel more joy. And with that, I want to also invite in Amaryssus, the goddess of light. She is the twin flame of the ascended master El Moria, who in the first ray, which is about power and will. And thinking about Amaryssus initially and asking her to bless me with divine light, I wasn't sure how that related to power and divine will, and yet it's pure light. It's very powerful light, empowering light that you can invite into those spaces in your body that have been cleared. Very freeing. And it's interesting because so much of what we want is freedom. And now going to the Sacred Destiny Oracle and that image of the swan and that sense of stillness. Just imagine, I'm putting it up and if you want to look at it for a moment. Just going into that space of stillness with the swan. And feeling what that means to you in relation to stilling your mind, and then with that opening to being able to receive messages from your own divinity about your divine plan. Just in that place of complete stillness. It's interesting when I go into these cards with the Sacred Destiny Oracle, usually there's someone there in the scene. So what I'm seeing now, and I have no idea what this is about, is a messenger coming to me with a piece of paper. So it's like a note, and it says, if I opening it up, it says, "Be yourself." It's interesting when we think of people who are locked in the mass consciousness thought forms, they really don't exist. And just imagine or just note in your mind, if you look over society in general, how many people don't truly exist. They exist as aspects of the mass consciousness platforms, but their true divine selves are completely absent. When we can embrace ourselves to be ourselves and just allow all of those clouds to basically to to clear, we can support humanity in doing the same. And of course, the experience of stillness is very helpful for, I think, our own health and well-being. So for this moment, the message I have is to really reflect on the simplicity of being yourself, so that this meditation is not just something for this moment, like, gee, that was fun, or gee, that was great. But how can this change your life? The permission to be yourself, to free yourself of those thought forms, to really free yourself of the prison of the mass consciousness. It's interesting. Now I see, I feel like I'm taking wings and flying free. Philip, I don't know if you have anything you want to share, or if you'd like to channel a message, anything you'd like to add to
Well, it's
this.
reminding me of that phrase, "Be still and know ye are God."
Wow. Yeah.
That that seems to be the source or the portal, the way to lift the veil, to be connected with everything,
Mm-hmm.
which is renewing and rejuvenating in itself.
Mm-hmm. Right. And we forget that we are creators because the creator resides within us. The light of God exists within each of us in our hearts, and technically in all the cells of our body. I feel like the cells are saying yes.
That's right.
Right. Feels good. Does feel really good to me. I just feel free. I love that feeling of freedom. And it's interesting too, because when we are in that place, when we release the mass consciousness thought forms and we connect with that idea of know ye are gods, this is not about ego. It's about truth and mission, divine, our sacred destiny, our roles in the divine plan, and the importance of fulfilling our roles in the divine plan when we see how much it's needed in society, and really all of those mass consciousness thought forms that are influencing people. It's a misunderstanding of truth. So it's not a judgment of them. We were programmed this way. We were programmed to limitation. And we're fortunate in this space together now that we have an opportunity to see things differently, with freedom to have that sense of the infinite. And of course, ultimately, to me, the circle of love and light, and the opportunity of embracing love and light for each one of us is holds within it the opportunity to radiate that out to the world, which just happens naturally. It happens because that's what you're radiating, rather than radiating fear and limitation or anxiety or whatever it is. Radiating pure light. And I feel personally that's what I'm being asked to do. For yourself, you'll know in the depths of your own heart what the path is for you. In fact, only you can know what the path is for you. No one can tell you. So with that stillness, and I think with it a new sense of wonder, we can return to awareness of being in our bodies in this moment, grounding ourselves to the earth firmly through our feet, and sending love to Mother Earth too. This is another part of recognizing the light that we hold is that we can share it with nature, Mother Nature, and all of the nature beings around us, the nature spirits who are supporting us in creating the most wonderful world possible. And they're facing a lot, a lot of roadblocks that have been built up by humans. So we can thank Mother Earth, send love to her. And you might notice when you do that, you receive love back. And breathing in more active energy so we can return to our normal waking states. Might want to stretch a little bit or whatever feels right to you, feeling yourself in your seat. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
That was great.
Felt so good. I really feel wonderful. Buddy liked it too, didn't you, sweetie? Yes, he said that was good. Buddy seems to show up for the meditations. And I want to again mention Amaryssis, who is, I just happened to come across her recently doing something with El Moria. I was wondering, well, who's the twin flame of El Moria? Because I want to also connect with the divine feminine in relation to all of these magnificent beings.
El Moria is a channeled, is an ascended master.
Right, right. And as I mentioned before, he's related to will and power, and he's, as an archangel, he's the complement or the same, I guess, a similar energy to Archangel Michael. So that might give you a sense of it. And Amaryssis is the feminine of that, the feminine power of light. And you can ask her anytime to send you more divine light. Beautiful. Now that we have so many blessings now, and I think that the activity and the presence of these beings is greater now than it has been in many centuries for humans. So it's something to be deeply grateful for. I certainly feel that way.
Mm-hmm. I do too.
And of course, with that, and being that we are the circle of love and light, we can also focus on sending that to our communities, to our neighborhoods, to our neighbors, even those maybe who are not so light. Maybe they need a little love and light. And send it. Just imagine, I have my planet. I usually get out my globe, just surrounding the world with love. Can send it to places in the world that need love, like war-torn areas of the world, places where people are not nurtured. And of course, above all, hold the intention of creating a more loving world, a world where everyone's gifts are honored and nurtured, and we can all thrive. We have all the resources we need for everyone to thrive. That's kind of interesting when you think of it, that really all of this illusion of limitation is just that. It's just an illusion. And it's a creation. I guess that's even true too, is that there are those who want to create that out of greed, who want more for themselves and less for others. And we can help to shift that. So any other thoughts, Philip?
No, I think we covered the bases where our perceptions are cleansed, and that's something that I'm going to do more regularly, because it is sort of like regular cleaning. It's not a one-shot deal. It's not we're forever done. There's a lot of clutter to keep getting clean, and not that it's overwhelming. It's whatever it is in the moment, and you can do it like
Right.
we did today.
Right. Yeah, it's one step at a time.
Hmm.
And a step forward is what is it? When they got on the moon, one step for man and one like
And a
step
giant
for
leap from
mankind or something.
giant
A
leap
giant
for
step.
man,
Yeah.
giant leap for mankind.
Right. So you don't have to go to the moon to do that. You can do it right in your own home.
Right. It's a lot easier.
Right. So, Phil, do you want to share a little bit about what we're doing now with oracles?
Right. We
We're
have a
finding
very
them. I just before you start, we're finding them to be doorways to the divine that really amplify everything, as I would hope everybody understood with the card that we use today. So anyhow, go ahead, Phil.
right. We have a new course starting that you can join. We'd love to have you join us if this resonates with you. And the tiny URL for it is tinyurl.com/read-oracles. There's a picture of it. Exciting new course, Developing Intuition and Spiritual Growth with Oracles. And that URL to go there and find out more about it. It's going to be live with recordings of all the live webinars in August. tinyurl.com/read-oracles. So that's going to be a wonderful adventure for developing your intuition with Jane and me and a small group of people. So that will be fun.
And it's interesting what we were just talking about, that clearing out all of that clutter, all of that mental clutter is an important part of developing intuition, just to be able to create a space for intuition to come through. Because if it's trying to come through all of that stuff, it may not be even possible.
Right.
Can you put that image up again? I noticed that one quote there I wanted to share. The image from you had the image from the internet of
the course, that one?
of the course. We say, consider this: exploring your inner world can take you on a miraculous journey into the highest heights of your soul's potential. I think that's true.
Yeah, so this is about self-mastery, developing spiritual tool of oracles, which is one of the best ways to develop your intuition, which of course intuition is a key for spiritual growth and having a fulfilled life.
Right. And in this course, we're actually we're using oracles in ways that we haven't in any of our other courses. We have some completely new things, and really connecting more with nature, I think, is an element of this too.
Yeah, it's a
so I'm very excited about it.
Short, exciting, targeted, affordable little course for summer, and I think you'll get a lot out of it. And it'll be fun.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so I guess if you want to support the circle, also remember that you can follow our page on Facebook, which is Awakenings Circle of Love and Light. You can share the videos that we produce every Sunday, every Sunday at this time, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern, or anytime during the week that you go. You can see them. You can share the videos with your friends. You can also invite your friends to join you in the circle. And then you might have some things that you want to discuss and share. I think another part, I think a necessary part of what's happening now in society, of actually awakening in a on a mass scale, is having a community of people around you who are supporting you, and having people you can talk to about these kinds of things, which you can't probably with many people. So that's a part of it too. The last thing that we do each time when the circle is send that love and light forward into the coming week, so we can ask Amarissas to support us in sending the most amazing love and light to the world, to ourselves, to our future. And then have a wonderful week. I want to make sure to thank all of the beings of light who are surrounding us and supporting us, Amarissas and Saint Germain and more. Thank you. And thank you all for being with us. Have a wonderful week.